Folks, I'd like to engage in a line of reasoning that starts small, but ultimately gets to who our enemies are and how they operate. Call them the elites, the perfectly possessed, the globalists, the Illuminati. Who are these people and how do they operate? All right, because it's not how you'd think at first. They don't operate anything like us. And if you try and project our mode of thinking, our way of being onto them, you're going to be completely misguided. And to see how they operate, I'd like to start by considering Rouche's book, Free Speech Ain't Free. So how is it? How is it that the men of the manosphere, of neo-masculinity, how is it that we have to hide from these people? I'm privileged to know two of the least of our brothers. One of them is a good man, but he's not intelligent by any means. He's a little bit below average IQ-wise. Not an intelligent guy. The other has problems with a nervous anxiety disorder. These are some of the least of our brothers. And yet both of these men, they train MMA. It's... Sometimes these guys think so lowly of themselves, and they are better than 90% of the rest of the scum out there. All right? Despite having a palpable disadvantage, they're better than the other 90%. Like I've said before, 90% of people, they are worthless. They just go along to get along. Don't even bother trying to communicate with them. They'll just follow whoever's winning. The least of us are powerful individuals. And when you look at these social justice warrior freaks, okay, with their blue hair and their obesity and their low testosterone and their sexual perversity and their STDs and their useless degrees and their criminal histories, versus some of the best and brightest men on the planet, why are we hiding from them? Well, let's talk about the genesis of a social justice warrior movement. And I'm going to use as an example Dave Futrell, Mammoth Boobs, as he calls himself. He's a bit of a nobody. He's been biting at the ankles of myself, Matt Forney, Rouche, and probably about a dozen other people. I don't really pay attention to him. But see, this is where the genesis of the ideas come from. Now, the one thing that Rouche observes in his book is that sometimes ideas catch on. They catch on to the main media and boom, they go huge. International Meetup Day. A couple of wieners on Reddit were whining about it. Nothing, a little bit of chatter, nothing too significant. When all of a sudden, boom, 48-hour period, it hits every major newspaper, or not every, but most of the major newspapers throughout Australia, Canada, Europe, the United States, and they even mobilize the Australian Navy. Overnight, the whole thing explodes. So how does this happen? Well, the social justice warriors are legion. Okay, this society that we've been living in has done such an excellent job of turning people into such depraved little wastrels, such broken, desperate garbage, such impoverished, needy people that are so far down the path into hell that they're terrified of admitting they went the wrong way and turning around. So they just constantly double down and double down. Rule number 3. SJWs always double down. So all of these people, they're surviving on welfare, they're, living off of the streets, complete losers. And if you look at David Futrell, perfect example. The guy's a fat idiot. that has plenty of followers, but he doesn't make any money from doing this. It's charity work. All of these SJWs that are posting all over the internet, posting memes all over their Tumblrs, that are organizing these ban this signatories, all of that, it's all charity work. They're not making any money off of it. But because they are so broken, they're willing to continue to work for free than admit that they made a mistake. So you have these people constantly generating ideas, throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. And eventually, the people in the media are ideologically aligned with them. They're just smarter and they have more money. So the people in the media sift through all of this, and when they find one that they think has legs, boom, shows up all over the media. It's a roll of the dice. 1 in 100 chance that David Futrell will ever get anything onto the media. He's probably just going to labor his entire life in vain, hating and being jealous. But 1 in 100 chance, somebody important finds his thing and boom, goes into the media. He'll never make money for it, but boom, it's attacking somebody else. This is one thing that Rouge had demonstrated to him quite thoroughly, is that the media is completely opposed to us. And Anne Barnhart was talking recently. It's actually about a year ago. She was talking about the absolute cowards in the Republican media. And she was calling out Bill O'Reilly. And I'm totally down for calling out that douche. Bill O'Reilly could be doing what I'm doing. He could be saying what I'm saying. I mean, the guy is set for life. All right, I'm poor. All right, I can barely afford coffee and smokes. Bill O'Reilly, he has no financial concerns. But he is more concerned with preserving his millions of dollars than speaking the truth. So he's part of it. The media will lie and twist your words. They have no interest in reporting the truth. And thus we have them behind these social justice warriors. The reason that we just had, where was it? It's down in Texas. We had all those Mexican illegals assaulting people and burning the American flag at a Donald Trump rally. Good God, I'm a legal immigrant, and I go out of my way to avoid any sort of interest from the cops. I do my best to keep my nose clean because I don't want to put that legal immigration at risk. Whereas you have these illegals that should be kicked out of the country breaking criminal laws. The answer is the media. The media lets them get away with it. The media misreports. The media is entirely behind this globalist agenda. Where's the media get its power? Their power comes from the government. Keep in mind, again, this Donald Trump rally, San Jose it was. This Donald Trump rally, the police were ordered not to do anything. Same thing when in Chicago, Milo's speech was interrupted. The police were ordered not to do anything, to allow the violent criminals to commit terroristic acts. We've got doublethink running rampant in this country. Islamic terrorists radicalize people, but internet racists cause hate and violence. Absolute doublethink, absolute newspeak. And behind these government politicians, lobbyists, behind these people, you get the network of blackmail, of dirty laundry, of threats by that 1% of the controllers.